Hiya, back in Veliko Tarnovo after that sort of semi-failed video. We're still on this time zone, as in it's the same day for us. You're probably watching us a couple of days later, or one, I don't know. Anyway, we did a bit of reading. We think it's just to do with the controller losing connection for 2 seconds. And then it auto fail-safes, returns to home. We think that it's not a big problem. You can cancel the fail-safe if you have any issues like that. So once it comes back into control, you can cancel the fail-safe. So we're going to give it another good go. We're going to try and get some views along the river here. They sort of sweep past the houses. They're quite cool. So I'm just going to go in, do my usual settings. Again, always set it to high. Why it doesn't do that itself, I do not know. We're going to do auto white balance again, and we're going to leave it at H264 because we believe that may come out better than H265. Right, so let's start the camera and take off the drone. And here we go. Right, now we've got a lot of trees around us, so let's hope for the best with this one. But we decided to go down the billion steps and then kind of come over here. So I'm not going to go too high. Basically, one of the tips I read about with like flying drones and trying to get good cinematic shots was not to go right up to your sort of like top height of 120 meters, but to kind of go out, kind of sweep along things and not be tempted to go too high. But of course, don't hit anything. So we're going to give it a go. Go out over the river. So going out over the river now. There's a road under there as well. Now I'm going to gain a bit of altitude because you can see from the screen it doesn't quite look right. Emily's kicking off again. She's had a bit of a day of it today, I must admit. Right, I can see the drone. I've got line of sight to it. So I'll drop the gimbal down a bit. I sort of want to turn back that way. I just want to see these houses. I want to kind of fly over to them. They look really amazing, actually, from our point of view. I don't know how good it looks from the drone's point of view. Just want to kind of go. Just want to kind of get alongside them, and then kind of. And maybe I'm going to move the drone back this way. I'm going to bring it back over that way a bit. My idea, I just want to try something that I saw on YouTube, was to kind of cinematically, so I'm yawing all over the place, apologies, and there's noise from sort of cars and stuff in the background, so I think there's a main road underneath us. What I'm going to do is sort of carefully yaw back round, get alongside these buildings, and then what I want to do is kind of go sort of full pelt forward, but also kind of raise up over. Now I think you're going to see this footage better than I am when we finally get back, but what the whole point is going to kind of go full stick forward, try and sweep up over everything, and get a good view of this. And this is sort of a bit of a tip that I've tried to find out, and I don't know if it'll work, so we'll see what's going on. We've still got a good connection. I think what happened on the previous video was that we lost FPV, we lost connection, and I think that causes, so it's reached maximum altitude now, so I don't know how that would have looked on the, but yeah, it's all to do with losing connection to the drone, or at least we believe it is. We believe it might be. I'm going to bring it back down slightly because the annoying thing is the app will constantly moan about you reaching maximum altitude when you know you've reached the maximum altitude. So that's Saravet's again over there. But yeah, we just thought we'd sort of, sort of persevere and try and make a video. and see if we get any loss of connection again. I'm guessing, you know, a bit like the Mavic Mini, there's quite a lot of interference maybe in Veliko. Another thing that I saw as an idea was to drop your gimbal right down over everything. So you literally go right down, and you're probably going to have to turn right over everything here. So, yeah. Right, go back that way. And then you just go sort of full stick forward, and then allow everything else beneath it to kind of, you know, do its thing. I'll have to turn it slightly here. And then, you know, the guy did say on the video, don't turn. But I don't want to go too far over because it's quite a high, you know, we're quite low, but the tops of the houses are quite high. So I'm just a little bit nervous that we'll kind of hit something because, you know, I don't think we will, but unable to enter GPS mode. I mean, this is the thing. I do feel like over the since this last update, it does seem weird. Maybe I'm being unfair, maybe it's just a location. But yeah, we seem to have had some issues. Anyway, so I just tried that. I don't know how that will come out on the video. And let's now sort of bring the gimbal up again, gone over the river. I think the thing is, a lot of the times you see things on the screen and you just don't know how cinematic it looks until you know, have got the footage home and you can sort of see. Another thing to do is just sort of, you know, the sticks are quite sensitive, so if you just kind of turn them ever so slightly, it'll sort of turn nicely. You know, I expect it'd be the same if you go up in a jumbo 747. If you just sort of pull the stick to one side like a maniac, I'm sure it'll just spin over and go into a mountain. But you know, I guess in a drone operates in a similar fashion. You've got to be very careful about how gentle you turn the stick. So I'm literally just sort of edging the sticks a little bit and trying to sort of sweep over buildings below. And I'm sure a professional drone, you know, sort of pilot would come out and probably know exactly what kind of shot they want to get. In fact, you can see how much of a professional I'm not, because I took this out and immediately I had all these ideas. We sat in a cafe right close to where we're filming. It sort of had really good ideas about how we would film this video, and I took it up. I was like, I'm going to sweep across all those houses right next to us, and it's going to be amazing. But as you can see, you know, I tried to do that, and I don't know if the footage came out like that, but you just don't get a sense of the same view that you had on the ground. So it's a very difficult skill to kind of master, flying alongside the buildings. I don't even know if I achieved it, so my gut feeling is I probably didn't. So I've just come down from Saravet's there. I'm going back down towards the river, just back to where we are. We're sort of near a monument, and it looks like some sort of bridge or dam down here. So what I'm going to do is fly back down towards that. I mean, it just seemed a shame not to try and come back out and just kind of see if that failsafe occurred again. I think it was literally, we were so high up, there must have been something that just caused an issue. And, you know, because we walked up 1 billion steps to get up here. Oh, well, sorry, where we were before. And it just sort of, just kept getting failsafe return to home, which I read that you could cancel. Right, so that road down there, that's the road that I think you can hear in the background here. I didn't actually realise how close we were to it. There's actually some trains down there as well. Yeah, look, train going across. So we're not far. The drone's coming back down towards us now. Yeah, train. You just don't realise, because it's kind of a little bit of a maze, this city. Yeah, we're near that monument, and you see the monument sort of in the centre of the screen. we're near that monument. We're just like, I think we're just like the other side away from that. But yeah, you know, I wanted to, so I'm gonna bring it down a bit over here, so it's not so high. So I really wanted to sweep along the side of these houses, and I just think, you know, in your mind you kind of see the buildings and you think, wow, yeah, I could do that, and you can't. You know, you can't see, you know, and you have to be a bit careful with this drone as well, because it doesn't have any obstacle avoidance. I can see it in the sky actually, so I know that it's not going to hit anything in its current position. But yeah, it has no obstacle avoidance, so you have to be very careful, especially with trees and you know, buildings about, but especially trees, because I think trees, you know, the kind of branches stick out, you don't really see. So we're just over the top of that road, so I'm going to move forward. I mean, I can see the drone in the sky. I tell you what, it has a sports mode, but you watch this fly along, you know. It's what I was going to do was another thing I'm going to try and do, so maybe I could take it up a little bit, so I definitely get away from the height. And I'm looking towards those houses now, so this is me attempting to do what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to take it up a bit higher, and obviously drop the camera a bit down, and then I'm wondering if we can just sort of bank to the side. You know, can we just bank across, you know, this area? You know, and I wonder if just banking, that was what I was trying to do really, was strafe these buildings. Actually, it was really interesting in one particular building here. I don't know if this was the building I was looking at earlier, but you really do need line of sight to this drone, because, you know, there's trees behind it, and hopefully we're out over the middle and nowhere near the trees, and I think I can see it. But yeah, there was a house that was just like sort of falling into the river. There, I think it's that one, is it? I don't know. No, it was really on the edge. But you know, there's a lot of people who buy property here because this is quite a desirable sort of town. And I just wanted to kind of have a look really, and see if we could have a look at some of the houses. I'll drop the gimbal back up a bit. Sort of bring it back alongside here. It's in my view, so I can see it. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of see if I could find a building I was looking at and show it to you. I was just thinking, you know, people buy buildings here, and I was thinking, yeah, stay clear of that one. But I don't know, I think it's going to be difficult, and I think this is the reality versus the dream. You know, when you're looking out and you're going, right, I can show you something really cool. I think this is the reality. You know, let's back up a bit. So we're back away there. Yeah, I mean, we'll cover it. We're higher than everything around. So there's like the road that's going underneath, which you don't really see from where we are. It's really cool because we've been along that road, and you just go out under the city really, and come out the other side. Oh, it's yawning all over the place now. There's me and my sort of controls. But yeah, what I'm trying to do is, I keep dropping the gimbal the wrong direction. But anyway, I was just trying to show you a building which I don't know if I've seen. Maybe it's difficult to see. I think it's back over that way, because we were over in the cafe, which is sort of adjacent to us, sort of an outdoor cafe. And what I want to do is I want to fly over that way, and hopefully, there was just one building that I just thought, you know, like, you can see that, you know, there's very nice properties here. You know, I wouldn't want to put anyone off buying here. But there was one that was just like kind of falling into the river. And I just thought, you know, you got to be careful what you buy. But basically, yeah, it probably looked fine from the front, but the back was sort of, you know, sort of not looking too good. So basically, yeah, so I think that's really what I wanted to show you really, which I could just like strafe along the buildings and see if that gave you a good view. Yeah, so in the end I think I've managed to kind of film what I was trying to film. How it will come out, I have no idea. Right, the drone's kind of flying back towards me now. I don't have my landing pad out because, well, it's not massively windy, but there's nowhere to kind of like anchor it down, so I didn't want it to kind of, I'm going to kind of bring it back in manually, I think. Here we go, it's flying over us. There's just a few trees around us I'm a little bit nervous about. See if I can swing it round this way. Maybe you can drop the gimbal down so you can see. I don't know if we've got the camera pointing down over. Yeah, I mean, I'll just lift it up a bit, show you where the cafe was that we were kind of doing. And yeah, you know, it's a really nice little cafe actually. We had a nice little drink in there. Sort of, we're a bit depressed about the last video and how that came out, but I think this video is going to come out a bit better actually. Right, so I'm going to bring it down, swing it around. In fact, it's quite a nice building, you know, it's like an art gallery or something there, so I might just take you up, give you a bit of a view of the building actually, because, you know, why not? But yeah, there's the monument. This is the art gallery. I believe it's an art gallery. So now we're going to just sort of, I wonder what happens if I try and return to home. So return to home. It may go up and come back down, I don't know. Hopefully it won't come back down on top of us. Well, near us. This is coming down. I just want to be careful of trees. Yeah, it's coming down. I can always cancel the auto return to home quite quickly, so. But yeah, we'll get this drone down. There's no landing pad, so there's a lady next to us, so let's hope she doesn't want a haircut. We'll be careful. Yeah, it's coming down nicely. Yeah, it's coming back down. I mean, I would say it's not where it took off from, but it's certainly not in a bad position. So yeah, really happy with that. And it should switch off the camera automatically. Yeah, I mean, we were getting down to sort of, I don't know, what was the battery saying there? Down to 29%. So to be honest with you, that's pretty good. It's moaning about low battery anyway, so, you know, all I was going to say was, you know, that come out a lot better really. Yeah, really happy with that. I don't know what the footage is going to look like, but yeah, there was a bit of a panic earlier about the whole fail-safe return, but from what I've read, there's not much to worry about. Essentially, your controller has lost connection to that drone for more than 2 seconds, and when that occurs, it will automatically start to return home. But it said in the manual that at any point where you get the control back and you can see the FPV on the screen, you know it's all like connected to it, you know, your controller's working again, you can cancel the fail-safe and you can carry on, and it will hover in the position that it's in. It's really just a safety feature. Maybe in this version of the app that we've just updated, maybe it's just got a little bit more, you know, a little bit more sort of like safe. I don't know, but it just, I haven't had that happen before, but maybe by luck we haven't really filmed in the right places, and maybe it just hasn't caused it to occur. There's certainly a lot of buildings here. There's probably going to be quite a bit of Wi-Fi interference. I don't think there were any strong winds. I mean, I did read somewhere that said about strong winds, but I don't think we had any strong winds. It's been a little bit of a breeze on and off today, but it's a nice sunny day, as it always is here in Bulgaria. It's very rarely not sunny, to be honest with you. We've had a great day out. You know, it started off a bit cooler, but we are sort of getting on through September. But now I'd say it's good mid-20s. We're having a great time, and it's really warm and nice. And you know, the only thing we're not looking forward to is walking back to the car. We had a nice drink in the bar over there. Hopefully we might go back and do that after this video. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how the footage came out. Like I've always said, you see the footage really pretty much after we've made the video, we go back, we edit it, we see the footage after we've been talking about it with you. But basically, yeah, it's been great again. It was great to take off from here, have a good look around. Nice little bar over there. You should definitely visit Veliko if you're ever in Bulgaria, because it's a beautiful little town. And it's, you know, it's got like, yeah, it kind of reminds you of Italy or somewhere like that. You know, it's quite a nice little, I don't know, it's really nice, like a little Venice almost or something. I mean, there's no, yeah, it's lovely. But basically, yeah, come and visit. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was a good video. Hopefully we had some good shots. We didn't have fail-safe, so maybe it was just the height we were at. I don't know. We think that that's not really a big issue. We think the drone's fine. I think we were just worrying basically about nothing because it happened twice with 2 different batteries. But thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate you watching these videos. You know, the fact that you watch them makes us want to come out and do them. Really hope that you enjoy them too. Please subscribe, please like, please click the notifications bell, please tell your friends, please tell your pets, please tell your aunts and uncles, nephews, tell everyone you can. Say, Steve won't go out and make these if you don't, you know, like us or subscribe or whatever. And, you know, that's not a challenge, but, you know, tell people. Just tell people. Any people. You don't have to know them, just tell people. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. You've been great as always. See you again on the next one.